like the weaknesses that you do find are like exploiting like the nerdy like statistical things that like don't really come out through just a caricature. Oh, like this guy calls out, this guy's a calling station, or this guy plays overly tight. It's not that black and white anymore. I won 8 in a row. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if like my talking out loud is like interesting at all. Like I'm just like talking about like how poker's evolved. In short, I also think a lot of games like nerds optimize speedrunning through simulations, right? And like you can't just like wing things. I think what impresses me about like ZFG and stuff is that how much like, or like just like all speedrunners, but like my firsthand experience comes from like, you know, talking to ZFG about this stuff is like how much work goes into like routing the optimal path, right? And like arguing and debating what is the optimal path while like also assessing like the risk of like taking the optimal path, right? There's like task strats, right? Where if you can have a computer run it, you can run the strategy that has like a 2% chance for a human to do, right? And that can only save like 2 seconds, right? But if you mess it up, you lose, I don't know, 2 minutes, right? So being able to make assessments on like what is a realistic route for a speed run, discovery has always like been super fascinating for me. Although Ocarina of Times is just bonkers. Yeah, ZFG just got another world record recently, right? I forget, what were the time what are the time saves recently? It's kind of crazy because I remember playing that game growing up with my brother, and that game took us a while, mainly because we also couldn't play on weekdays, so it was a weekend only thing. And my mom only allowed us to play for like a few hours at a time. So that game was like long by like late 90s childhood standards, right? Especially when you're like, so if you only got to play for like a little bit of time, it usually meant like at most 1 dungeon, even if that, like if you were lucky, like discovering like how do you like solve the dungeon, right? Good luck solving the water temple in like 1 hour sitting. But now to see like a game that took my brother and I like months to complete, to see it being done from start to finish with everything in a few hours is insane. I think the one thing that will always like, I will always miss, and this is like the discovery phase of like the industry, right? Like the scope of Ocarina of Time and what makes it so memorable is like the fact like it was so massive. There's so much to do, it's so massive, like there's nothing like it up until that point in time, at least like that I played. I'm pretty sure there were like online games that were like massive in scope that I didn't like play, but for like a console game, I've never experienced anything that large. And I think that's why like Ocarina of Time is like, you know, maybe it didn't age as well as like other games, but like I think that's why there's such a nostalgic, you know, fervor for it, because it was like people's first like grandiose 3D adventure game. Similar to how a lot of people still love like the original classic FF7, even though that game aged freaking terribly. I can't play FF7 classic, it's so slow. So many random battles, the chocobo races. God, the random battles got so excessively bad in FF7. Like, try playing it, it's so bad. I don't know, like, there are certain spots in the game where the RNG of the random battles is so ridiculously insane. It's like, you walk 2 feet and you're pretty much guaranteed a random battle. I don't think I can ever play FF7 Classic. And the flip side of it, it's like I can't even play like there's remakes of FF7 Classic, not the like actual PS4 remade one, but where you can, you know, automatically level to level 99 and you don't need random battles and you can just go through story. But I feel like I can't get myself to do that either. That just feels like a bit much of an advantage for me to take. I know that's like script logic, but it just doesn't feel like the same game or same experience if I get to just insta level up to level 99 skip every random battle. That's like just how I feel about it. And it's kind of crazy that they can do that by counting steps. I mean, we used to have an FF7 speedrunner. I didn't really ask him about it while he was still in the game. I don't know how people can speedrun RPGs or like JRPGs. It just doesn't sound fun. I guess the flip side of it is that there's a lot of downtime in like JRPGs probably where you just talk. But I also imagine if you want to speedrun a game, you would probably have a lot of RNG elements where like if a boss doesn't do something or if you miss. Shouts to classic Pokemon where you can miss like 1 out of 256%, like 1 out of every 256 attacks or something. I used to have a world record in Puzzle Fighter for like a category, and then somebody actually tried in that category and destroyed my time. That feels bad. So I can say for a while that I actually had the world record in a game. It was the easy mode Puzzle Fighter and just completing the time or completing the game as fast as I could. I think I had it for like a few days and then it got beaten. And then some guy actually messaged me and saying that like he saw that I got the world record and he was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a try, and he beat me. And I was like, oh, I feel sad. But you know what people can't take from me? The fact that I won an Evo in Puzzle Fighter. No one can take that away. At least I don't think so. Evo. What's up, Matt? Matt, you're just a big hater. Yeah, he doesn't consider anime Evo to be a real Evo. There's this like dog crying and I just feel really bad. Like it sounds traumatizing. Oh wow. Everyone's attacking me. This is actually really good. It's strangely ironic that the end of a game is that if everyone's attacking you at the end of the game, it's usually a win, which is counterintuitive to most, you know, games. But look at how I just kind of cleaned out the entire lobby because they all decided to aggro me. I think it's actually like an auto win in like most cases. Like if you're decent enough to clear incoming damage, like you just have such a fat advantage on damage multipliers if you have multiple people attacking you. I mean, I understand like why they put it in the game, like right, like if you're like a new player and you get attacked by multiple people and you have no defenses and you just die in the game, that's like it feels bad. So like I understand why like they would want to add a multiplier, but I think it actually wins the game. Alright, that's 9 in a row. Oh wow, I killed most of the end. Yeah, that's because they all attacked me. Instead of a DP cannon. Alright, this is the last one. I think it is, right? Thank you for the 100 cheer. Alright. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. How many KOs do I have? 11, 21, 14, 12, 9, 11, 17, 11, 10, 17. Alright, let's